Okay, start. Good morning, everyone. So, request kindly attend this.
Good morning, everyone. Acknowledging the attendees for today's preview conference. OIC Ade Roa, Back Chair. Engineer Bulando, Back Vice Chair. Engineer Wellan, Back Regular Member. Engineer Debuco Jr., Back Provisional Member. Engineer Aureliosa, Back TWG Leader. Engineer Bilino, Engineer Putis, Engineer Brasco, Accountant Pincha, Back TWG members. Engineer Sinian Jane, Back Secretariat Head, Engineer Higam, Engineer Saxon, Ms. Baliangao, Back Secretariat Members. For the observers, Ma'am Haya Ali, co-auditor, Sir Idan Gadre Tumatao from COA, Sir Mabini Villanueva Jr., co-auditor, and for our presenter for today is Engineer Valdiwasa.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning once again. Yes, Tabak is in Coron. So let's proceed to this morning procurement activity. Preview conference of two infra projects. The first project to be presented by Engineer Williams. So, no. Ano ba? Ano ba? Ano ba? Morning, everyone. We will now begin the discussion for the project at Mitacas City. Next one. So for the purposes of discussion, here are the relevant information for the project. So there's a contract ID 26KI0043 with a project name of Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gaps, SIPAG, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major/strategic public buildings facilities. Construction of road Mitacas Sinian, Station 0+14 to Station 2+486, Baliangao, Misamis Occidental. This project will take place at Baliangao, Misamis Occidental with a allocation of 40,508,000 and with an ABC of 39,697,798.03 dollars. This project will take place over 150 calendar days or 5 months and has a total physical target of 4.938 kilometers for a total length of 2,466.19 meters. Next slide, please. So next to discuss the project location. So this is a video showing the closer look at the path of the project. So the following are geotag images taken along the project location. So this can be of the project. Next, please. These are the coordinates of the beginning and end of the project station. Next, please. So this is the typical next, please. So these are the typical sections of the project showing the dimensions, the width, the length of the cross sections. Next, please. So this is a straight line diagram showing the relative positions of the construction along the length of the project, as well as the existing road and shoulders. Next, please. So next we have the summary of quantities that items 8.1.18 and item 8.1.1.116 for the provision of field office support engineer and the operation and maintenance of field office support engineer. Counted in months to be paid for the duration of the project for a total of 5 months. Then for part B, we have the billboards for the DPWH and the COA, each of which will have 2. And that will be for item B.5. Next, please. Next, we have item B.7, the occupational health, safety and health program, also to be accounted for the duration of the project for a total of 5 months. Then we have items B.82 and B.9, the traffic management and the mobilization/demobilization, which are both counted in lump sums. Next, please. Then we have clearing grabbing item 101 for a total quantity of 2.17 hectares. We have the items under 103, the individual removable trees with their various sizes to be counted at 62, 13, and 14 pieces respectively. Next, we have item 114A1, the removal of the 610mm diameter for CPC for a total length of 10 linear meters. Next, please. Next, we have item 101.483, the removal of dark CPC with diameter of 910 millimeters for a total of 17 linear meters. Then we have item 102, surface common excavation with a total quantity of 6,157.71 cubic meters. Item 103.1A, the structure excavation with a total quantity of 564.30 cubic meters. We have item 103.3, the foundation floor with a total quantity of 1.31 cubic meters. Then we have item 104.1A, the embankment from roadway/structure excavation with a total quantity of 1,440.91 cubic meters. Next, please. For the final item in earthworks is item 105.1A, the submarine corporation, for a total quantity of 20,652.57 cubic meters. Then for sub-base and base force, we have only one item, 201 aggregate sub-base force for a total of 8,836.94 cubic meters. And for the surface forces, we have items 311.1A and 311.1B1. The unreinforced Portland cement concrete pavement at 0.15 meters and 0.20 meters. To be counted at 4,933.80 square meters and 12,334.50 square meters respectively. Next, please. Next, we have item 404.1B, the reinforced steel grade 60 for a total quantity of 6,827.30 kilograms, and item 405.183, structural quantity for a total value of 64.09 meters. Then we have item 501, the class or CPC for a total length of 14 linear meters. Item 503G, the stone masonry line canal for a total quantity of 382.35 cubic meters. Item 502.3A3, the 910mm diameter hatch masons, counting at 2 for the whole project. Next, please. Finally, we have item 506.1, the stone masonry divided between the retaining wall and the wheel guard, quantities of 179.31 cubic meters and 25.88 cubic meters respectively. Next, please. Next, again. So these are just important reminders, the relevant department orders that went into the planning for this project. We have department order number 18, tackling the mandatory use of joint sealer equipment slash machines for sealing joints and concrete pavements. And department order number 11, tackling the inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid. So next please. Next please. That will be all. Ang item 105. Supermeter. 20,000 mo ito.
Okay.
Next. Supermeter. Dili na ma-change yung check pati kaya. Oh, yes, regarding the result. Well, same as you under so we differentiate. So tawagin hindi believe siya na wala supix. That's why done eh. Ha? May supix na siya na sa po. Pagpili na siya mo sa papa. Ngayon yung mo yung item mo tara. Kung tawag na patete. Dito sa dupa din. Isaran. So, dili ako represent ko ni mga na pero from my experience with different everything was you for that 2,400 meters 400 meters sa project profile. The total length is 2,000 rounds. The area is 9. Pick up rate ang mga later. You may start from 5 way. If we can identify the meters na yung bit. Kahit hanggang ka lang. Pwede na po itang sa difficult sections of aggregation. So, may other one. So next one, so this person to next project. In 6K004. No. So we will now start the discussion for the project. The contract name is Asset Preservation Program, Preventive Maintenance, Tertiary Roads, and Aloran, followed by the stationing of various sections. This will take place in the Aloran, Misamis Occidental, with a allocation of 19,797,000 and an ABC of 19,400,980 and 76 cents. This project will take place over 81 calendar days or 2.7 months with a physical target of 1.729 main kilometers. Next, please. So these are the geotagged images for the beginning and end of the first section of the project. Next, please. So these are the same, but for the second section of the project. Next, finally, these are the third. Then next. So this is an image showing the relative locations of the three sections of the project in blue, yellow, and orange. Next, please. The dotted dots represent the locations of the pedestrian lanes. Next, please. And finally, the location of the yellow box markings represented by contact and label contacts. Next, please. Additional information. An asphalt transition is to be applied at every beginning and end of the section throughout the project, and to be applied at every junction leading to the Aloran. Reflectorized pavement white markings are represented by the solid edge lines in left and right, and center of the lines for the whole stretch of the project. And reflectorized pavement yellow markings are represented in double yellow line for every curve. Next, please. First, we have the typical section for sections 1 and 2. They both have identical dimensions. This image shows the width, the slope, and the various items throughout section 1 and 2. Next, please. Here is a typical roadway section for section 3. Different from section 1 and 2 in terms of dimensions and also of the earth canal inside. Next, please. So this is a straight line diagram showing all three sections of the project as well as the existing road and the relative location of the construction works. Next, please. Now we have the summary quantities. We have item 8.1.1 to be engineer and item 8.1.116. The operation and maintenance of field office for the end of the year, which will be painful for the duration of the project. So that's 1.7 months. Then we have item 8.5, the project billboard / signboard, 2 for the DPWH and 1 for the co-op. Next, please. We have 3.71. Occupational safety and health program will also be accounted for the duration of the project, so 2.7 months. And item B.82, the traffic management, and item B.9, mobilization / demobilization, which are counted in lump sums. Next, please. For the surface forces, we have item 302, the crush aggregate surface force, which has a total quantity of 26.67 cubic meters. For item 310, the emulsified asphalt has a total quantity of 12,889 square meters. Item 310.1A, the bituminous concrete surface wearing force with thickness of 14 millimeters has a total quantity of 6,153.99 square meters. And item 310.2C, the bituminous concrete surface binder force with a thickness of 510 millimeters, quantified at 6,453.99 square meters. Next, please. Finally, we have item 610.1, the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white with a total quantity of 306.40 square meters, and item 612, the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow with a quantity of 46.20 square meters. Next, please. So that's the end of the session.
As I said, very
Oh, yes, sir.
okay,
We have typical sections like this.
Yes, good morning.
I,  'Cause I, 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 I,
Ito talaga, iba. May transition sa eskwelado.
Yes.
Ito mo yung notes kayo na sa old draft, Aloran old. Yan. Kasi, hindi naman ito. Nakapay ka na yun na naman sa old bitaw na tulay. Naibiling bitaw ng ibig parang sa pedestrian. Kung sa Woolway, no? Kaapel ang shoulder. Kanang before sa bridge na old. Woolway ang Liberty.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Kaya katong nariling dito nga, kaya sa pedestrian. Dito ang dito sa'yo, di mo. Oh. Di ko ka coverage na ito. Ikaw di eh? Di? Nasa kursak surat. So, any other comments and observation? Thank you, Engineer Balusa. Thank you, Dave. Other comments, on chain ka rin. Schedule.
Schedule of opening of repair for these two projects, just discussed on July 28th, opening of bids.
So, any other,
Ayun, next procurement activity on 17. Na tayo postpone. And then sa 21, we have postpone and bidival. And then sa 23, we have opening of bids and we have pre-bid conference for 5%. So, ang vacant sir is 16 and 22, wala yung nakaschedule ng pre-bid.
Tomorrow. Schedule na natin financial inspection. Then sa Friday, si Kuala, wala mag-present. Mag-go ka ganyan. Marami din tanan. Ang wala chip-chip. Ang pili. Pili kusbal. Abil balusan. Kusbal. So, in addition na ito.
Good morning, everyone. The Bank Secretariat has the following reminders for prospective bidders. The required track record shall be the following. A. The bidder who has undertaken DPWH projects must have at least satisfactory rating in the latest CEPAS rating using the NEDA approved guidelines. B. The bidder must not incur a negative slippage of negative 15% for a project, otherwise the bidder is cross disqualified. C. The bidder must not incur a negative slippage of negative 10% for 2 or more projects, otherwise the bidder is cross disqualified. The minimum eligibility requirement of a bidder for each project are found in the bid data sheet, as well as the major categories of work and similar categories of work. The minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. Project manager, number of personnel 1, general experience 3 years, relevant experience 3 years. Accredited project engineer, number of personnel 1, general experience 3 years, relevant experience 3 years. Accredited materials engineer, number of personnel 1, general experience 3 years, relevant experience 3 years. Construction safety and health officer or first aider, number of personnel 1, general experience 3 years, relevant experience 3 years. Foreman, number of personnel 1, general experience 3 years, relevant experience 3 years. The accredited materials engineer pledge must observe the required limit of projects to be undertaken per Department Order Number 98, Series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors or consultants materials engineer. Materials engineer who exceed the required limit are considered non-complying and are cross disqualified. In order to address the perceived delay in the implementation of DPWH projects, Department Order Number 169, Series of 2025, Guidelines on the accreditation and assignment of contractors and consultants project engineers is being prescribed, and DEO 148 and 227, both series of 2024, are now in operative. Only accredited project engineer may be assigned to DPWH project subject to the following limits. PE2, 10 contracts located within the same region or simultaneous assignment but with an aggregate cost of 1.5 billion pesos. PE1, 10 contracts located within the same region or simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 150 million pesos, but with an aggregate cost of 1 billion pesos. Provisional project engineer, 10 contracts located within the same region or simultaneous assignments, each costing not more than 100 million pesos, but with an aggregate cost of 500 million pesos. Accredited safety officer required upon issuance of the notice of award, subject to DO number 35 series of 2021, amending DO number 129 series of 2014 on the submission of construction safety and health program approved by DPWH. The key personnel must meet the following number of years works experience. 1. The experience mean total years of civil works experience of any nature in construction and engineering consultancy service. 2. Include the tax identification number of the key personnel. 3. Compliance to DO number 98 series 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors of consultants, materials engineer, and to include the contact number of the materials engineer. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that one, the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract, and two, he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of implementing office pursuant to Department Order Number 9 Series of 2012. The proposed key personnel and replacement must be named in the bidding document. Please refer to DEO 127 Series of 2018, strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. The minimum wage equipment requirements are found in the bid data sheet. In compliance with the Department Order Number 18 Series of 2016, it is directed that in the procurement of contracts involving construction or rehabilitation or improvement of roads with concrete pavement, the required minimum equipment shall include at least one complete set of mechanized joint sealer equipment or machine. For the minimum laboratory testing requirements, bidders are mandated to comply according to DO number 58 Series of 2012 and DO 11 Series of 2017 for the minimum materials testing equipment, and DO 127 Series of 2018 strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post qualifications of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. Omnibus Restatement in accordance to Section 54.3 of the IRR. Note directive to require submission of general information sheet reflecting beneficial ownership information and sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. Latest general information sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission for corporations and partnerships. The bid prices shall be quoted in Philippine peso. Bids will be valid for 120 calendar days from bid opening. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following: A, cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a bank. For biddings conducted by LGUs, the cashier's or manager's check may be issued by other banks certified by the BSP as authorized to issue such financial instrument. The amount of bid security is 2% of the ABC. B, bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank, provided however that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local bank if issued by a foreign bank. For biddings conducted by LGUs, the bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit may be issued by other banks certified by the BSP as authorized to issue such financial instrument. The amount of bid security is 5% of the ABC. C, surety bond refundable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security. The amount of bid security is 5% of the ABC. Substitution of the bid security is not allowed. The address for submission of bids is third floor conference room, Misamis Occidental First DEO, Lower Lamac, Roqueta City, Misamis Occidental. The bidder shall submit one original copy of the first technical and second financial components of its bid. Furthermore, the prospective bidder must observe in the bidding documents the following: A, proper pagination. B, site tabbing arranged and labeled according to the prescribed checklist. C, table of contents that synchronizes pagination and site tabbing. The manner of opening of bids for infrastructure project shall be based on the award criterion for lowest calculated responsive bidder. The award criterion for detailed evaluation and comparison of bids is by lowest calculated responsive bidder. Partial bid is not allowed. The infrastructure project is packaged in a single lot and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. Bid correction is not allowed. For bidders who are corporation-owned under joint venture agreement or engaged in partnership agreement, they must attach the latest general information sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership information of their company or partnership as the case may be. All bidders are also required to observe the new format of the following documents: A, the omnibus warrant statement. B, bid securing declaration. In compliance to Department Order Number 110 Series of 2024, contractors with pickup size range of medium A, medium B, or large A is required to attach in their bidding documents the ISO 9001 2015 certification for project with ABC above 30 million pesos. These additional contract documents relevant to the project that may be required by existing laws and or procuring entity such as construction schedule and escort, manpower schedule, construction methods, equipment utilization schedule, construction safety and health program approved by the DPWH, and precedence diagram method, or other acceptable tools of project scheduling. Posting performance securing declaration in lieu of the performance security may be allowed in this project. The performance security shall be in the form: A, cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a bank. For biddings conducted by LGUs, the cashier's or manager's check may be issued by other banks certified by the BSP as authorized to issue such financial instrument. The amount of performance security is 10% of the total contract. The bank drop or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank. If issued by a foreign bank, it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local bank. The amount of performance security is 10% of the total contract. C, surety bond callable upon demand, issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified that the insurance commission is authorized to issue such security. The amount of performance security is 30% of the total contract. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Jess. So any additional inputs? There's none, so I think that's all for this morning procurement activity.